Boom, week 2, day 8 of the 30-day vlog challenge. It's Monday, new week, fresh ideas, fresh motivation. Let's get it. So, as I said in the previous video, there's going to be a lot of sort of revamping going on with the channel. There's going to be a few changes that are going on, and my website is really starting to take shape. The only part I'm having a massive problem with is the about section, where I basically have to more or less sell myself and sort of talk about the history, talk about why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm supposedly so talented that you should check out my stuff and all that kind of good stuff. I've never been really good at selling myself or promoting myself, you know, in an effective way. But obviously these things need to change. Not necessarily like, you know, this is do or die, this is what's going to get me out of the hood, you know, this is what's going to be my job and what I'm going to make a living off of. But in terms of being able to build a community, you know, being able to build a network of people that make music, play games, you know, all have the same interests and the same ideas. Well, not necessarily the same ideas, but different approaches to reaching the same target, if you know what I mean. You know, that's what I'm more sort of interested in, rather than, you know, oh, YouTube is my job or whatever. No, it's the community. You know, it's the community that I want to build out of my subscribers and my fans and stuff. So, you know, it's been great sort of gearing up towards that point, but eventually I will get my about section sorted out on the website, and hopefully it'll be informative enough, but also, you know, enjoyable to read, you know, intriguing to read. And whilst being in and out of sleep yesterday, you know, I was working on some logos, some basic logos for myself, as well as getting a fresh logo done for making a beat, you know. And I have revamped the channel. There's a new banner on the channel if you want to go over there and check that out and let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it's cool, or, you know, maybe there's some things that I could change. OCD people out there, is everything lined up? Is everything in symmetry? Because I can only go so far with my own eye, but sometimes it's good to get a fresh pair of eyes on the idea, you know what I mean? I'm just waiting for Almighty Mushu to stop retweeting my stuff, because every time he does, it always comes up on my screen and it's putting me off. But much love, Mushu, much love, Almighty Mushu. If you've not checked out his second channel, give it a look, give it a quick ganders, because he is really good at what he does. At the moment he's trying to do the best that he can with what he's got. So at the moment he's doing a lot of sing-alongs with the radio, but still trying to showcase his talent of being a singer. The man's been in bands before, you know, the man's done a lot of good stuff when it comes to music and stuff, and I think he's, you know, with more practice and, you know, more focus on his voice, I rate he could go far. You know, there's something that he's challenging himself to do, which I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet for, but there's a few of us, you know, on YouTube and on Twitter that are fully backing him and that. So go to his channel, give him some support, do you know what I mean? Actually, you know what I'm going to do is every day I'm going to shout out a channel that I feel like you should check it out. There's been a few channels that have been doing some really great stuff, but Almighty Mushu is one of them. You know what I mean? So give him a quick shouty, give him a quick ganders, give him some love. Do you know what I mean? But with that, we're going to get into today's motivational, inspirational, positive quote. And today's motivational quote is, "To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace." It's a bit of a weird one. Like these quotes have been pretty interesting the last few days and stuff, because they're not necessarily something that I can connect with, because when I read that quote, I interpret it as, you know, expect the worst, you know, so if the worst does happen, at least you're prepared, you know what I mean? And if something better does happen, then at least that's a bonus. That's kind of how I'm sort of interpreting it, because it's like, to say to be prepared for war more or less means be prepared for death, be prepared for misery, be prepared for, you know, a lot of heartache and a lot of loss. Because when it comes to war, a lot of people die as a result of a war. You know, I know this is a quote from George Washington, and probably at the time when he was president, you know what I mean, that might have been something that was relevant, and that it may be something that some people may see as relevant now, with sort of fears that there may be a third world war started at the hands of Russia maybe, or North Korea maybe. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of worry that, you know, a lot more lives are going to get lost before anything gets any better. So I don't know, maybe it is a good idea to prepare for the worst, expect the worst, do you know what I mean, and that. But I don't know, I don't think it's a good time to be thinking like that personally. You know, I think it's a good time to sort of try and expect the best if you can. You know, I want to focus on the negatives. I want to focus more on the positives, and potentially preparing yourself for war doesn't seem to be a great positive to sort of focus on. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm looking at the quote completely wrong. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I put it to you guys. How are you interpreting this quote? You know, with that, thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you have an amazing day. Take it easy, and blessings to you all.